Already it's been quite a show, and the plot thickens because now the Labour MPs have voted to hit grieving families of military personnel with inheritance tax for the first time as part of a new raid by Rachel Reeves. And joining me now is the military veteran and the former SAS hero, Matthew Hellyer. Matthew, welcome to the show. What on earth is going on? Can you talk us through who this applies to, what it is, and who's going to be hit by what seems to be an astonishingly punitive tax? First it was pensioners, now it's farmers, and now it's grieving forces families. Who gets hit and how hard?
Martin, first of all, I am absolutely fuming. As a grieving father, my son died 18 months ago. I know the pain that these people are going through. Now this imbecilic government are now taxing the very people that that have given us our freedom. They're ruining us. So this applies to the children, the widows of soldiers that have been killed on the battlefield. So they get a final payment. They get the money that is like a death in service payment. This has always been seen as tax-free and something to lift the spirits and something to give the soldiers' families a look forward, because they haven't got a husband or a wife to support them anymore. They need this money more than anything, and the pain they are going through is immense. Starmer and Rachel Reeves, they have no compassion in this country, no compassion to our population. They're killing our pensioners, they're ridiculing our people, they're persecuting our soldiers, and now they're doing this. Where does it end?
I think a bit of clarity, as I understand it, if you die on the battlefield, you will still get this payment if you die in action. But if you die, say, for example, of an accident or of a disease, so unrelated to your active performance, as it were, you won't get it. And spouses still will get it, but children won't. If you're not married, you won't. And so it still does hit as a raid. And as I understand it, Matthew, you're not going to know much better than me about this. This is a big draw to recruitment. It's a big draw to retention. It's something that's talked about all the time. It is something that you're specifically given as a privilege in the military, which you are told about and you're owed, and it keeps you in the forces and it attracts you into the forces. We already have a terrible problem with recruiting. This surely won't help.
This is not going to help. This government is waging war on our military, and that's it. We have an Attorney General that has supported the IRA. He has supported numerous accounts and numerous legal cases against our soldiers. He's refusing to stand down. They are after our military, lock, stock and two smoking barrels. They're never giving up. It's relentless. It's absolutely, we're getting beaten here. We've got to stand up for our rights now. This is just, the straw that broke the camel's back. We have got to stand up now. The children, forget the parents, but the children, this is what it's all about. We serve our country to give our children a better future. We put our lives on the line, whether it's a bomb blast in Afghanistan or an accident on the plains of Germany. Every minute you give is towards this country, and just to tax this, take the money off of the people that need it, in their times of need. It's ridiculous. I can't believe it's happening.
And Matthew, I know that you're very, very connected with networks. Of course you are. You're SAS. It's in your blood. What have people been saying to you today about this throughout your military networks, the veterans networks?
Not just veterans, the whole population. I've just spent some time in Liverpool over the past couple of days. We've been speaking to the councillors in Liverpool. Everyone is up in arms over this government. They have no policies. They have no idea. They are clutching at straws, trying to find the money, rather than use this country. We just watched Donald Trump give a speech that has given America hope. They're at the golden age. What have we got to look forward to? This government has not got a clue. We've got a great country. We've got brilliant commodities, great assets. We're doing nothing. We're taking it off the very people we are taxing our population. We are it's never going to end. It is not a good policy. They have no policies to counter what is going on in this world. Use this country. This country is one of the biggest investment platforms. That's what we should be doing. We don't want to persecute our people. Why do we keep on taxing every angle? There is no end to it.
OK, Matthew Hellyer, of course, the Labour Party will say they have to make difficult decisions, but it does feel that they've made a spreadsheet of people who don't vote for Labour, perhaps, pensioners, farmers, armed forces people, and they've gone for a raid of them.
Yeah, not just, it annoys me. How many veterans have we got in the Labour government now, in the Labour Party? What are they doing? They're voting with Reeves and Starmer against the very people they served against. Starmer and Reeves, trust me, they are like dictators. This is an autocratic government. Okay. These veterans, they need to be standing up for the soldiers' rights, not towing the party line, we're not a bloody communist party here. They need to get a grip and start, listening to the population. We're fed up with this government. We want them out now. They've made so many mistakes. OK, Matthew Hellyer, and you're very passionate there. And yeah, you said a word which I probably have to apologise for, but forget about that. And I'm deeply upset and sad for your loss of your son. I didn't know about that. Sending you all my love, mate. And look forward to seeing you again soon, Matthew Hellyer. Thank you very much. Always wear your heart on your sleeve. Thank you, mate. Cheers. I'm delighted to say I'm now joined by the Falklands war veteran, the legend, the man, that is Simon Weston. Simon, always an absolute delight to have you on the show. I find this astonishing that the payments to military personnel will be subjected to a tax raid in a manner akin to the farmers. I haven't served. You have. How does it make you feel?
I'm absolutely outraged that they would even go near the families. Just because you're not married or in a civil relationship that's been has been agreed by some authority, the fact that you're living with somebody, you have children with somebody, that you could be penalised in this way. Service people die in all manner of different ways without being on active service, travelling to work. It's a danger for everybody. But you could end up dead and then the family are penalised. I just think it's an appalling grab of cash. It seems to me like they've come up with ideas to penalise people. Why? Is it because they're a group that may not vote for them? Is it a group that don't agree with them? I just think this is scandalous. It's just another petty attack. There aren't that many. So the amount of money that they possibly could recoup would not be that great. It certainly wouldn't pay for a weekend of immigrants in a hotel. So, let's put it this way. What do they intend to benefit from it? So why are they attacking them? Are they saying, you have to get married? We want you all to be married? Are they forcing them into a church? What is it? What is it with these people? This is an actual grab that could affect me personally because I have family in that situation. Yeah. And I'm appalled that it could hurt them and their children when there is no need for this. This is just a petty grab with no excuse. There's no excusable reason for any of this. I'm incensed by it. I think it's appalling.
And Simon Weston, a lot of people that get into the forces, they don't do it for the pay. It's very poorly paid compared to other public services. Hey, we live in a country where train drivers get more than people who risk their life on a battlefield, people like yourself. I digress. But these benefits, they're part of the recruitment process. They're part of the retention process. It's a benefit that you've always received in the armed forces. It's a little something extra to give peace of mind to those who might not make it back today. And that seems to be another own goal, another disaster. Recruitment is already at an all-time low. Retention is at an all-time low. How can this help?
It all comes down to trust. Can you trust these people not to come back for more and find another area with which they could grab money from? This just seems so petty. It seems so nasty. It doesn't seem to have any good reason for doing it. But then again, it wasn't in the manifesto. But then again, whatever has been done so far in the last 6 months, none of it was in the manifesto. None of it was there. So all of this has been heaped on afterwards. Everything that was in the manifesto hasn't been done. Everything that wasn't in the manifesto is being absolutely pummeled into everybody. And they're attacking pensioners, they're attacking everybody. And service people just seem to be the lowest common denominator to kick. And as you quite rightly said, we do not join the military for the wages, because trust me, dustbin men get paid more, they have better benefits, and they are secured in a better way. If anything happens with unions and everything else, good luck to them. I have no problem with that. But the fact is, don't penalise veterans and service people when it is totally illegitimate. These people do a great job. They do a very hard job. They spend months, if not years sometimes, separated from their loved ones. And then they could come back with all manner of different injuries that could later on in life kill them. But with the way they're penalising people and they're punishing people and the way they're putting these punitive little money grabs on people, there is no incentive for people to stay in a situation, stay in a job, to be able to go forward and risk your life for the demands. And let's be honest, the people who send you to the conflicts, the people who train you and get you trained, that's the government. That is the politicians, the people in their ivory towers who never risk anything. And probably the only thing they've ever fired is the secretary. You know, they've never been there. They've never done anything that's ever, at the slightest, risked their life for anybody. But they want to penalise people. I mean, I'm outraged at this, because I have seen this where people have suffered, where friends of mine have died, and their loved ones have suffered because of that, because they weren't married. We've seen the anguish that was caused over medals not being able to be claimed by family members because they weren't married. You know, those things did get rectified. But this is just petty. It's mean, it's spiteful. There is no need for it. None whatsoever. Veterans have a hard enough time. We know that. We read about it every single day. Veterans take their own lives because of the lack of mental health care that's available. We hear about all of the different problems that veterans go through. People who are serving, current serving people, do not need to have this as an extra pressure and an extra diversion for the government. You know, they can do this, and there'll be people there who will be going, yes, absolutely great, because they don't like the military. How many of these Labour politicians genuinely do not like the military because they voted for it? Most of these people want to remember, most military people come from the constituencies that most of the Labour politicians actually serve. They seem to forget that.
Simon Weston, an impassioned delivery. What can I say? You've absolutely nailed it. And thank you, as ever, for your comments, and thank you for your service. Simon Weston, always a pleasure. You take care.